I am Asian American. My father was an immigrant from India. He came here in 1971. I was born less than 10 years later, so he was relatively new to the United States. My mom is from a family, my mom's maiden name shows up in the records of New Haven Colony, in the city of New Haven, which is where I was born, in 1641. So my mom's family, my great-grandmother got kicked out of the DAR for converting to Judaism to marry her second husband, my step-great-grandfather, right? We've been here for a long time on that side of the family. And so there are these two really different experiences of Americanness going on in the world that I'm writing about. And so that's the first story that is sort of in the book, but not quite. And I'm going to open with at the very beginning, very start of chapter 1. Where are you from? I am from a tiny town, nestled up against a small city, both in the shadow of a ridge. In a lot of ways, my little town doesn't have much of an identity on its own, but in my little city, we make the best pizza in the world. My little city also has a stunningly high murder rate, the highest per capita in the country, I was told when I was growing up in the 1980s, and an Ivy League university. But as we dislike the murder rate and are, at best, ambivalent about the university, the pizza is really what we prefer to lead with. Even though I left home when I was 18 with such a deep desire to get out of Dodge that I didn't even apply to our Ivy League university, and have never really thought about going back to live there, my little city remains the center of my universe. But where are you really from? When I explain that, all right, I'm not really from New Haven, Connecticut, I tell people that I'm really from Woodbridge, a tiny town outside of New Haven, which had, in my childhood, about 8,000 people and still lacks a grocery store. When I was growing up, you could not buy milk and eggs in Woodbridge between Thanksgiving and Easter because the farm stands were closed. Now we have a year-long farm stand, but it's very Tony. It's the kind of place where you can buy gourmet cheese and flatbread. You still, however, have to go to New Haven to buy toilet paper. I always like people better when they accept my answer of where I am from without asking a follow-up, because it means that they are engaging with me as I experience myself and not as they want to experience me. I once expressed a very snobby opinion about bagels while at a Rosh Hashanah dinner. The hostess, a lovely woman named Batya, who had accepted me, the childhood friend of her second cousin's husband, there at her holiday table, and she asked where I was from when she heard this snobby opinion about bagels. When I said New Haven, she nodded and said, "So, close enough to New York that you know a thing or two." I really liked her. When people accept my answer of where I'm really from, I know that they're interested in knowing something about me, rather than simply finding the answer that they are looking for. They are interested in the stories, the landscape, and the location that root me, even though it has been more than half of my lifetime since I've routinely lived in the greater New Haven area.